Hey, it's Jason Cresswell with Ask Now ETO, continuing our series on the EPIK application process. This video is for people who are interested in applying for public schools in Seoul. So it used to be that Seoul mostly was through SMOE. Now it is still with the SMOE, but EPIK is helping to place about 300 positions for this fall. There are a couple of extra documents that you need to submit if you want to apply for a position at a public school in Seoul. I guess the first question is, should you try for Seoul? The competition, I think, is going to be very, very, very high. Of course, everybody says they want to be in Seoul. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And so you're going to be competing with a lot of extra people. But on the other hand, you could apply for Seoul and still go for other positions if you don't make it through Seoul. So it's up to you. If you think you can do well and it's really important to you to try for Seoul, then go for it. So here is what you need to do. There is an extra attachment which is available for download on the EPIK page on our website. You have to fill this in, and you also have to do a lesson plan. So this is also included on the download. Okay, so we're going to go through the EPIK Seoul attachment form and see what is in there. First, the identification information. So at this point, by the way, you should have downloaded the form and should be looking at it as I go through it. So I'll give you a minute to pause, and hopefully now you've paused, you've downloaded the form, you have it open, and you're looking at it as I discuss it. All right, identifications, self-explanatory. Preference for type of educational setting. So the Seoul area has a lot more. There are, as you can see, Global High School, Seoul English Center, and Seoul Education Training Institute. Those three sound pretty exciting to a lot of people, and a lot of people like to put that in there. But just remember that those positions are generally for people who have higher education and experience. And it kind of goes up from Global High School to English Center to Seoul Education Training Institute, where the requirements go higher and higher. I would say if you are above average and you want to go for that, then you can kind of put the placement higher on that. But if you are at a lower level, then the likelihood of getting into there's just so few positions for the different those other institutes. So I would put them at the end of my list of choices, unless you have really solid experience and solid education. Okay, first come first serve for SMOE, meaning again, get your documents in on time. You cannot choose where in Seoul you're going to be. Don't even ask, oh, I want to be in this area, or I'd like to be here, or I have housing here. No, just you are placed in Seoul, and then you find out at the end where you go. And if you're not cool with that, then they're pretty much uninterested. You have to be at least that flexible. Salary level is different from the regular EPIK salary level. So on the original application form, there is the EPIK salary level that you can fill in if you're also going for EPIK. But here you have to fill in the Seoul SMOE levels. Again, you can look on our EPIK page on our website, asknow.ca, and you will see what the different levels are. So just see which one you are and check it off. And then the second part is the lesson plan. So they want you to submit a thorough, detailed ESL lesson plan. They're looking for people who are really self-sufficient. It's just basically, since there is so much competition and so many people want to teach in Seoul, then they can kind of have higher expectations, higher standards, and they just want to be a little bit pickier about who they put there. So you have to go through, read through. There's a sample there, there's an example and explanation on what they're expecting for the lesson plan. If you read through the lesson plan and read through the instructions, then you put that together and you submit it. You should submit the lesson plan and the attachment all as one file to us. So if you are going for Seoul as well, you should be submitting the original EPIK application, the Seoul attachment form, the 2 letters of reference. And on the Seoul attachment form, it should be including the lesson plan. The question would be then, if you want to have Seoul as your first choice, but then you're still available to teach in other locations, should you not get through in Seoul, then on your EPIK application form, you can fill in numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the different city locations that you would prefer after Seoul. But by submitting the Seoul application, then they know that your first choice is to teach in Seoul. If your first choice is not to teach in Seoul, if you're like, I would rather teach in Busan, but then if not Busan, then Seoul, then in that case, on your form, put Busan, Seoul, then Daegu, Hangzhou, whatever. And again, but then if Seoul is your second place, still you'll have to do the Seoul application. So they'll do the Seoul interview for you, and they'll do the review your extra attachment. So let's say Seoul is your second or third choice. That's possible too. All right. So that's the quick lowdown on what to do if you want to apply for a public position in Seoul.